Yo, welcome back to my live stream. So, how are you guys doing? Sab badhiya? So, guys, um, yeah, let's continue our reading habit. So, we will read for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Let's start the timer, interact 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Okay, it started. As you can see, timer started. Okay. Hmm. Chalo. So let's start, guys. Where I am. Okay, we are continuing reading and we are on chapter 76. The first step. Chapter number 76. Let me second. So let's go. Chapter number 76. The first step. Most of us wait for the right opportunity to start looking for our dream job. We wait for we wait for a wanted advertisement to appear in the newspaper before even thinking of making the next jump in our career. Even businessmen wait for information to get the dream contract. This is a big mistake. Even if our dream job or protect project is currently not available in the market, we can create the opportunity. Chanakya was the great believer in making efforts ourselves rather than depending on fate or destiny to shape our situations. He says, one trusting in fate, being devoid of human endeavor, perishes because he does not start undertakings or his undertakings have miscarried, failed. Obviously, if opportunities don't knock on your doors, we go to the opportunities and knock on their doors. Now, how does one do that? Here are few tips. Know your strengths. Before you go around banging on doors, do a little bit of introspection. Know your strengths. Focus on what you are good at. Chanakya calls this a person's swadharma, what one is naturally capable of doing. Create your dream work project to which you can deliver better than others. Prepare your resume or business plan clearly, highlighting your past experience and what makes you different from the others. Tap the right person. A good resume or business plan is not enough in itself. We have to market ourselves. For this, it is important to know who the right uh, people are and which companies would like to use our services. Mail your proposal, call up and ask for an appointment. Finally, turn up on time and have a word with right people. A face to face meeting is an absolute must. Don't wait for someone to call you. There are many companies that have vacancies and projects to be executed, but do not advertise. Be clear about the financials. Let's be honest. There are no free lunches. Before you pitch yourself, also think about how much money you want to make from this new initiative. During meetings, we must speak and work on the financials and economics involved. A win win situation can happen only when our roles, goals, and more importantly, the financials are clear. Remember that when you finally get your dream job or project, it is not enough. In fact, it's just the beginning. Then you must deliver what you have promised. Show your capability not just by words, but by result oriented actions too. And learn to work with others from for that's the secret for succeeding in a project. Show your capability not just by the words but by result oriented actions too, and learn to work with others for that's the secret for succeeding in a project. Death on duty. Life is very precious and the death of person brings great sorrow to his near and dear ones. However, if he dies while he is on duty, then the death also comes the responsibility of the employer. Despite the best safety measures and policies made to avoid accidents, there is a possibility that an employee may lose his life during work. Kautilya's advice for such unforeseen circumstances is of those dying while on duty, the sons and wives shall receive the food and wages, and their minor children, old and sick persons, should be helped, and he should grant them money and do honor on occasion of death, illness, and birth ceremonials. For organizations like the defense forces, the government has to work out the compensation such as in such cases. But what needs to be noted here, the Kautilyas wants the employer to not just give the family financial compensations, but in fact they take on bigger responsibilities. He suggests that the employer should consider the family of the deceased employee on his own family. He should not only look after their basic needs like food and financial assistance, but also consider the needs of the children like education, mentoring, and guidance. Honor on occasions, to use the exact words. Once an accident took place in a highly respected Indian company and 60 employees lost their lives. The media asked the head of the corporate giant, how much money are you planning to give their families? His answer was typical of the company's employer friendly policies. It will depend on each family's need. Unlike our politicians who announce a fixed sum of compensation for all the families, the top company officials had decided to understand the need of each family. If the family required more money, it was given. Similarly, if someone required assistance in rehabilitation, it was provided. If a child needed education, it was taken care of. That approach shows concern. Here are some tips for facing such situations in today's scenarios. Insurance. Make sure that each of your employees has a life insurance. Have your HR department ensure that each employee has at least one policy in effect. Understand each employee. Each person in your organization has different family needs. Keep a record of their family members, how many people in the family, what they do, and so on. Organize family meets to ensure a good family work life balance. Be there. When an employee loses his life, meet the family. Do not just send a manager with a check. Be present with the family and share their pain. As someone has said beautifully, after the death of near ones, I often wish for a few words of love rather than the tears of thousand people. Taking care of employees. Now this is more for your boss than you. Still read on, as the ever booming economy may someday help you establish a business and employ people yourself. And when you do that, you will soon realize that good, talented, and skilled people are really rare. Ask anyone in the HR department. Not only do they have to recruit and train people, but they have to also retain people within the organization. In the end, it must be realized that it is not the brand nor even the salary that can retain people. It is the human touch the organization is capable of giving. For this, Chanakya suggests that the management needs to be totally aware of what the employee think. If they don't, they are planning with danger. Not being rooted among the subjects, he becomes easy to uproot. Here are few steps to do this. Take time out for your employees. It is important to spend time with all your subordinates individually. There is just no substitute for this. Set aside half an hour every day for this purpose. This will help you understand the way each employee thinks and can help them resolve problems as they first to appear. Get out of your cabin. Do not sit in your cabin and give orders over the phone. Now and then get out of your cabin and walk to the employee's desk and workstations. There are many benefits in doing this. One, this acts as a surprise check. Secondly, you will directly know that is happening in the office. Plan an outing. There are limits in an office. An outing with your team, celebration of major events at a different venue, a party or picnic, will not only reduce the stress level but also help everyone emotionally relate to each other. Many talents are discovered during informal celebration and gathering. Keep records. Now, this is the most important part. Maintain a different file for each employee with the help of HR department. It should document the details of each employee. Record keeping in is not enough. The management should look at it from time to time and make effective use of the employees by looking up their inherent strength. A recent survey to find out the best employer among the corporates indicated that employees who feel wanted and challenged in every workplace have better chances of staying committed to the company for a longer period of time. That is better reflected in what the American industrialist Charles L. Erwin Wilson once said, a good boss makes his man realize they are more ability, they have more ability than they think they have, so that they consistently do better work than they thought they could. Security above salary. I have once again decided to deal with the topic of attrition. Many are still surprised at the gigantic proportions this problem has taken. All the organizations face attrition today. Consultants are being appointed, research is being conducted, and new methods and strategies are being sought out to understand why people leave organizations. The first reason that people think of is that the employees leave due to higher salaries offered by the other companies. However, it is clearly seen that the money or the higher salaries alone cannot reduce the attrition rate. Chanakya gives us food for thought. Even for a very large sum of money, no one would desire the loss of his life. So that so what it so what is it that makes people shift jobs or change companies? The answer is multifold. The immediate boss. There is a popular saying, people don't leave companies, they leave their bosses. Your immediate boss is a reflection of the whole organization. The chairman may be the best leader in the industry, but he may not be able to reach the last man in the organizations. The heads of the departments, the middle managers, the line managers, all of them become a source of inspiration for the people working immediately below them. If the person is good leader, people will be inspired to work. If he is not, even those in blue chip companies will quit their jobs. Salary. Yes, this is important. You cannot keep your employees dedicated and faithful to the company and an empty stomach. People need to earn good money and also receive a hike once in a while. Note that the high salary an employee demands is not automatically the right salary. The environment always the environment also plays a major role in the expenses of the individual. The cost of living in a particular place, the number of people who are dependent on his income, his lifestyle, all have an impact on determining the salary expectations of the individual. Security. The factor is the topmost on an employee's mind. How does one define security? It has many aspects: financial security, mental security, and also a feeling of being at the right place at the right time. The definition of security will also changes from person to person and even from generation to generation. I was conversing with the top professionals from a multinational company who has spent over 25 years in the same firm despite better offers. When I tried to find out why, he explained ours is a human company. More than the salary, it was the fact that we always felt at home. Try to achieve this family feeling in your organization. Command promotion. Command promotion. Getting promoted should not be demanded, it should be commanded. Promotion from one position to the next is directly related to the results produced. Regarding promotions, Chanakya tells to the leaders he or the king should make those his ministers who, when appointed to take to tasks, the income from which is calculated beforehand would bring the income as directed or more. Since thus their qualities are proved. The quality of a person is proved by his output. But here, Kautilya's become more specific, emphasizing the productivity of the employee by saying that promotion is to be considered according to the income the employee brings to the organization. Such a person should be made a minister at a senior managerial position. During a job interview, the employer talks about the pay package in terms of CTC cost to company. At this point in time, the employer calculates the expenses he would incur for the candidate. If he were to recruit him, the employer will also to look into the probable revenue generated by the candidate and accordingly decide upon the package. If given a particular assignment or project, the manager has a fixed budget within which he has to operate. There is also a particular profit expected from the project. If at the end of the project the expected profits or more profits are made, or even budgeted expenses are reduced, such a person should be considered for promotion. So, what can employee learn from from the above sutra? Make a financial contribution. Every employee is irrespective of the department he belongs to should make a financial contribution justifying the remuneration paid by his organizations. Dr. Makarand Tare, an HR human resource management HRD specialist, was addressing a group of HR managers. He said, even if you are in HR, you should contribute to your company in terms of financial gains, either by bringing down costs or by increasing the productivity of your employees. Show your results in numbers. Just because you have made a financial contributions, you do not just sit back. Show your result to your seniors by presenting them with numbers. Make a report, make a graph, and tell your bosses how you, being a part of this project, may have made a significant contribution. Learn to sell yourself at every stage of your career. Think like an employer. Give more than you take. Do not expect a promotion or an increment at the end of each year. Ask yourself what your boss wants from you. Work in that direction. Produce more wealth for your organizations than what you consume. An MBA student during his campus interview was asked, what is your salary expectations? His answer was, sir, that is for you to decide at this stage. At the end of 6 months, let us review my performance. Then I will tell you what my expectation is. He was immediately recruited. Man, man, bro, what it his answer was, sir, that is for you to decide at this stage. At the end of 6 months, let us review my performance. Then I will tell you what my expectation is. Man, make people accountable. While it's difficult to get right people for the right job, it's even more difficult to make people currently working with you be productive and efficient. Chanakya has a solution for this. If employees are not productive, then impose a fine on them. Chanakya provides an example. He should wait for 1 month. If the accounts officer has not brought in the day-to-day accounts after 1 month, the officer shall pay a fine of 200 panas, increased by that amount for each succeeding month. However, this system is to be implemented one step at the time according to Chanakya, who lists the tactics called Samadana, Bheda, and Danda. But how do we follow this system? Here are some tips. Define what is expected. This is the first step. Clearly spell out what is expected from the employee. Most problems start when we do not communicate our expectations clearly. A well-defined job profile and job descriptions will help a person understand his role. One way of doing this is to document these rules and expectations. The best way is to make person himself write it, lest he forgets. Regular supervisions. Keep an eye on the person who is doing the work. Regular supervisions and asking the right questions will help if the employee is about to lose direction. This does not mean that you need to be bossy or restrict a person. You must allow the employee freedom to carry out the task in his or her style. You need not define how, but you will have to define what and why. It's important that the person maintains his focus on his productivity, reminders, and following up. When you do this for the first time, it will take some time for the person to understand. However, with the patience and practice incorporated, this is no system which runs to show rather than doing in this universe. Of course, it's time to take serious action. So this is my time, bro. Um, I take reading for 20 minutes because I have to go somewhere at 11 o'clock. So that's why uh, I read less today. So it's fine, bro. And we are on track. We are on track. We are just left with, we are on 146 pages. We have to read more, like 1 or 150 pages more we have to read. So I think it will take one more week to complete this book. So yeah, man, let's enjoy. At the end of the day, life got to, at the end of the day, they got to end, bro. Peace out.
कपती मैं मानता नहीं कि तू दुश्मन थी पर I know तुझे खो के करा खुद को